My dear Mr. Bennet, have you heard that Netherfield Park has been rented at last?
No, but do you want to tell me?
A rich young man has rented Netherfield, Mr. Bingley.
Is he married or single?
Single, of course.
How can it affect our girls?
You must know that I'm thinking of him marry one of them.
Then I'll send him a note telling me he can marry whichever daughter he chooses.
You must go and visit him at once.
No worries. I already had arranged for our daughter to participate in the ball in 2 weeks' time.
How can you tease me, Mr. Bennet? You have no compassion for my poor nerves.
You mistake me, my dear. I have a high respect for them. They are my constant companion these 20 years.
Darcy, we must have a dance.
You know that I hate dancing unless I know my partner really well and there isn't any girl in the room nice enough to dance with.
I can agree with you. I've never met so many pleasant girls, and several of them are very pretty.
You are dancing with the only beautiful girl in the room.
Oh, but one of her sisters is very pretty.
She's pretty but not enough to tempt me. You should better be dancing with Jane. You're wasting your time with me.
What a proud person. I think that I can promise to never dance with them.
Mr. Darcy, let me introduce you to Miss Bennet. She is an excellent dance partner.
I don't want to dance.
But you dance so well, and although Mr. Darcy dislikes dancing, he can't have any objection to dance with you.
Can he?
You must be thinking what a boring evening it is. And I agree with you.
You are completely wrong. I was thinking what beautiful eyes a center lady has.
And which lady is that?
Miss Elizabeth.
Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Danny.
This is Mr. Wickham. I was on my way to Longbourn to see you.
I think we should leave.
Oh, well, goodbye then, Jane.
Do you know Mr. Darcy?
My father looked after his estate, so we spent a lot of time together when we were young. And his father left the best vicarage in his will, but Darcy gave it to somebody else.
How could he ignore the will?
It was informal, and he hates me. He was jealous of his father's love for me.
How strange.
Mr. Darcy has just recently saved a good friend of his from a bad marriage.
Really?
There were strong objections to the lady's family and her manners.
I knew it. Mr. Darcy has stopped Mr. Bingley from seeing Jane. His pride is the cause of all Jane's unhappiness.
How are you, Miss Bennet?
I'm fine.
I've tried to hide my feelings, but I can't hide them any longer. I love you. Despite your family poverty and low social position, I found it impossible to start loving you. Will you marry me?
No, I can't marry you.
I'd like to know why you rejected me.
You've just told me you don't want to love me. And besides, I can marry a man who's destroyed my sister's happiness. You separated Jane and Mr. Bingley, and you ruined Mr. Wickham's life.
You take a great interest in that gentleman.
Anybody who knew his misfortunes would feel an interest in him.
His misfortunes, yes, his misfortunes had been great.
And it's all your fault. You've made him a poor man.
And this is your opinion of me. I know I've hurt your pride, but I'm not ashamed of the feelings I've expressed to you. Could you expect me to be happy about our family?
Nothing would make me accept your proposal.
Elizabeth, if your feelings are still the same as last April, tell me at once. I still love you, but one word from you will silence me on this subject forever.
My feelings have changed. I love you too.
Did my letter make you think better of me?
After I read the letter, all my former prejudice disappeared.
You taught me a lesson. I was sure you would accept my proposal. You showed me I didn't have a character to make a woman worthy of being loved, fall in love with me.
Did you really think I'd accept you?
Yes, can you believe my melody? I thought you were hoping for it, expecting my proposal.
You must have hated me after that evening.
Hate you. I was angry at first, but that soon passed.
Why did you look as if you didn't care about me at the ball?
Because you were serious and silent and gave me no encouragement.
But I was embarrassed.
So was I. It was your aunt that gave me hope.
Lady Catherine has been very useful. Give me some paper and I'll write to her now.